Now, I'm not a big fan of Dr. Umar, but I was at the grocery store just the other day. It was actually yesterday, actually. And I heard a Caucasian woman over the phone. I was just passing by, and I heard her, and I quote, she got off birth control because she wants one of those mixed babies, you know, like with the nappy hair. My brothers, love who you want. Love who you want. Love who you want. But
Well, we've heard this before, right? This brother overheard her, but we've heard this before. Let's just talk about this whole situation with Shannon Sharp and that young woman who said, I want you to put a big black baby in me. So, hearing this woman in the grocery store just randomly saying it freely on her phone, talking about, I'm getting off birth control because I want one of those nappy headed babies. I mean, are we surprised? Are we really surprised? The only surprise I think that's going to happen is maybe the black person that she might be dealing with who maybe doesn't know that she's going to get off birth control. Maybe she's planning on trapping him so that she can have her nappy headed baby, who, by the way, a lot of them don't even know how to deal with their so-called nappy head, which isn't nappy. It's just, it's not the kind of texture that their hair is, so they have trouble dealing with it. Because, I mean, who are we talking about right now, right? We're talking about the snow bunnies, okay? So, the ignorance of it all, but the fetishization of it all, really, okay? And what happens to that baby that she wants with the nappy hair? What's her life going to be, or his life going to be like, when you have somebody who is, in my opinion, going into this with deceit and going into this with some sort of motive that isn't pure, in my opinion? Because if you're talking about getting off birth control, it doesn't sound to me like it was a conversation that was had between you and the person that you're dealing with, right? But then again, he only heard a little bit of it. He heard that part, and that was enough for him to say, hey, brothers, you need to be careful. And I'm saying the same thing. You need to be careful. There are a lot of women like this out here, and they do not have good intentions. So you have to be careful who you're dealing with, who you choose to lay down with, who you choose to plant a seed with. You know, you got to think long term from a cultural standpoint, how the two of you raise a child that's biracial together, what's their life going to be like, how they're going to be educated about being a biracial child who will more than likely identify and be perceived as black only. All of these things need to come into your mind before you decide to enter into a biracial relationship or interracial relationship. Like this brother said, love who you want, but just proceed with caution. And that really is across the board. But when you hear something like this, and when you see what's going on with a lot of the black brothers who have dealt with snow bunnies, you have to look at it as a black man and say, you know what? I need to be careful. But again, love who you want. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. And that's all this brother is saying. You let me know what you're saying. Drop your comments in the chat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Until next time, I shall see